1976 was crawling with jazz rock throughout Scandinavia, especially in Denmark, where one band to take up the mantle was Heavy Joker, and from their self-titled debut album, the track That's It. Okay, we got some smoldering riffage so far with some creamy Fender Rhodes. Where's this going to take us? And some pretty snappy drums too. Oh, I love this. Getting into kind of like a funky set of bars here with that piping analog synthesizer. Vibraphone, marimbas, and I'm there. We're just like 37 seconds in, and we've already gone through 3 sections here, and heard like 3 different unique, interesting sounds kind of emerge. First the electric piano, then that like analog synthesizer, and then the marimbas. This is... They're employing a lot of tonal color. Okay, I'm hearing a little bit of like sustained guitar passages, and the drums are really active too throughout this. I love the interplay between the drums and the marimba. Brimming distortion from the guitar. Hear that lick in there? Doo-doo-doo-doo-doo-doo-doo. This is based on like a half step. Bum 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 bum. Yeah, F sharp, G, 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 G. And hear that marimba like just exploring different notes and such. Like it was doing kind of like higher blocks first, and now it's doing kind of lower. You know, in some strange way, I can't help but think of Starbuck, who used a lot of marimba and analog synthesizer in their kind of like exotica pop sound. I wonder where this is going to take us, these open cadence, kind of suspense-laden passages. This would indicate that we're going into territory a bit less quirky than where we've been. We've basically gone back to where we were. I thought we were about to get into something maybe a bit more menacing, having kind of forgotten a little bit about the overall play out of this. Wow, a rule breaker. There are a bit of vocals here. Bit of a like country kind of plucking guitar there. Oh, well, I'm hearing two guitar tones now. I'm hearing kind of like what sounds like either a hollow body electric and this like more kind of searing like rock tone. Kind of wailing tone right there over, you know, just the relatively straightforward rhythmic component. Okay, who all are we hearing on this? Let's see. Guitar, strings, Mikkelborg. Well, there were two guitarists on there, definitely, unless he was overdubbing himself. Let's see. The marimba is Max Leth, and drums by Jan Sivertsen. Bass Henrik Bødtcher, and a bunch of other people I don't think we've heard yet. Oh, keyboards on this particular track. Kasper Winding. Was that guy in this band on a regular basis? He was in a lot of places. Most familiar name in this lineup, anyway. The vibraphonist, unfortunately, wasn't heard outside this album. That's unfortunate. He was the son of Danish pianist and vibraphonist Max Leth, who had a number of, well, quite a few credits going in the 50s and 60s. And now we've gone into like yeah, E flat. It seems like we've gone to a coda now in just some faraway key. I feel like we're kind of devolving here. We're disintegrating. Hear those like mangled, sputtering synthesizer sounds. Yeah, two kind of squiggly sounds, squiggly, like bleeping sounds, just kind of dueling it out with one another toward the fade out. Drumming really crisp and persistent throughout. Kind of a raw setup that guy's got going with really strong like snare. Yeah, hits that snare pretty hard. Yeah, that was Heavy Joker with That's It from their 1976 self-titled album. It's I guess it's easy to like think of this and Secret Oyster straight from the Crankin' House in the same vein. Both from Denmark, both playing a similar, well, the jazz rock vein anyway. Both these albums coming out the same year. Even having similar band photos, or so it seems, on the back. Of them kind of like on the ground. Yeah. Although this, I would say the mood of the two albums, as well as some of the sounds employed and the instrumentation employed, are somewhat different. This being a bit more jovial, Secret Oyster being a bit darker, a bit more intense. both really strong releases. So let's hear another track from this album. Well, I guess the treble. Yeah, a treble. The song Heavy Joker from the album titled Heavy Joker from the band called Heavy Joker. Okay, I'm getting a very like Roy Ayers-esque vibe from this. The kind of sunny synthesizer that we heard just kind of brimming up from behind the rhythmic components. The, oh, glowing, sunny mallet sound and yeah, pretty major seventh chords, like ascending upward. I guess a vibraphone this time. Yeah, this could have been on a Roy Ayers album from this time period. Oh, I love how that guitar tone just plays against this chord structure and the overall vibe and tonal color that we got going. Hear that slight fuzz sound that was playing through? Amid those beautiful guitar like alternating like sustained notes, lyrical notes with like a bit more like fluid moments, and just the way they accent certain notes within the chord sequence. The way that just kind of resolves, the way it kind of like, the chords kind of like plunge down and then just land in this like rise and give rise to this big like sunny synth sustain. Oh, I love how that analog synthesizer is kind of rising now, taking over, stretching out more. That major seventh landing chord right there is just one of the most breathtaking moments here. Combination of instruments in my hearing doing that. It's like the vibraphone doubled up with I guess kind of like a plucked guitar, like dun 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 dun, and then being like accented by the vibraphone, like just hitting those notes simultaneously. Oh, hear the icy swirl of that synthesizer behind it. I swear that those last like three chord changes right there are like the most beautiful, like, melodic aspect of the track. Yeah, the way it like takes like a chord, I think then goes from like the major to the minor in the same key, and then goes down to like a flatter sharp, and then resolves like on the major seventh version of one of the something like that. Like basically one of those magical sequences where they keep on changing like every two or four, but some of those changes are just kind of like an alteration of the same chord. Like alternating between like a major, then a minor, and then using that to pivot into like a sequence of flats, sharps, some of them major seventh. Yeah, that just the tonal richness that invites. Oh, hear that fading out swirl of that organ, that kind of like beaming light, almost that kind of bright like threshold, or that kind of like fading. Yeah, almost like something like it almost reminds me of some of the fading sustain notes like that Gary Wright employed like on his Light of Smiles. Yeah. Yeah, like the what, like that one that I did by him a few months ago. Yeah, Child of Light. Yeah, but it was in use lots of times throughout on many albums throughout the era. That the kind of icy swirl of the synth kind of also reminded me of one of the solo passages in Just the Same by Gentle Giant. Yeah. Anyway, yeah, that kind of icy sound as it's going no 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 no. Yeah. Anyway, that was Heavy Joker with the song Heavy Joker from the album Heavy Joker, released in 1976, the first of two albums by Heavy Joker. Yeah, one of many great entrants into the rich worldly spread jazz rock, jazz funk scene, instrumental energy that was going on throughout the world as the heavyweights of jazz rock and jazz funk inspired talented musicians from virtually every nation on the planet to give it their best and give it their all. And just about everyone did so in 1976. For more Rubies and Sapphires from the two Heavy Joker albums, see the directory of albums by Danish artists linked in the description below for Red Hot Tracks and Purples from this album, the one after it, and other Danish albums in similar vein, like Secret Oyster, as I mentioned, and as well as many other bands from out Scandinavia in this vein, as well as others, like symphonic rock, hard rock, new wave, folk rock, because it's actually like a more than 700 album strong directory of bands from Scandinavia, Norway, Sweden, Iceland, and even Finland. Not technically part of Scandinavia, but usually lumped in with it because it's part of that. It's attached to that Scandinavian peninsula, like Upper Europe. Yeah. Like and subscribe and follow me on social media, and leave a comment if there are any observations you have about the two tracks that we just heard. The layers, the nuances, the interplay, the instrumentation. Yeah, what was your favorite solo, your favorite passage, your favorite instrument involved, favorite chordal sequence? And until next time, this is Zaragon, the world's most ear travel maximalist, signing off.